DreamHack Masters Las Vegas is brought to you by Asus, Republic of Gamers, HyperX, Monster Energy, live at MGM Grand.
It's getting a little bit warm in here, and we are getting a fiery grand final. Not necessarily the score we expected, though. SK 16, I think 8 in the end.
Yeah.
Over top of VP, which was very opposite of what we expected on Cobblestone. Snacks had a couple of moments, but overall, it's Fallen's brilliance that continues to lead the way.
Yeah, the way Virtus.Pro looked in the semi-finals, didn't get that same performance as yeah, they looked a little bit flat there, but not to take anything away from SK. They were very good indeed. Their T-side especially impressed me a lot. And moving on to Train Matthew, we have actually seen this matchup before at the E-League Major, but there was a slight caveat to that. That's when we had Fox in instead of Phelps, of course, so it's difficult to take anything away from that. But it was an overtime victory for Virtus.Pro. Well, that's indicative then they can just about beat a weakened SK on that map as we move in with Phelps. Obviously had time to practice now. I kind of feel like this could be the 2-0 now, considering the performance we just saw.
It's definitely possible. There's no question about that. The bigger factor in it is that it's Virtus.Pro. You know, another team I would say they break down. They fall away. This is Virtus.Pro that's extremely experienced, has been together forever. They know the mental game. They know each other in the mental game, and not just how to individually step up. They'll step up as a unit. So to beat them twice that badly is going to be very, very rare. I think SK could win it in 2, but it's going to be a long, drawn-out game.
Definitely is. Train is always excited to see Virtus.Pro on. They're relentless, so aggressive in the T-side, especially a mix of defaults and raw pushes towards that outside area as well. Got some very good execution towards inside as well. And we always have to talk about Taz. He's normally the MVP, I would say, on this map especially. And that inside play on the CT side, it's very difficult to catch him out. We saw it earlier in the tournament, even when their backs are to the wall, he gets a mag 7 out, he pushes in, finds frags, and then he's always doing something towards that inner area. It's very difficult to play against him.
I would say he's probably one of the most difficult players to play against. I think a lot of players respect him the most in that way.
Yeah, and that's
when it comes to,
you want to have a player like that as well, who can play the inside bomb side by themselves and allow players to have his teammates to have 4 outside.
Exactly.
He's very good at clutches in this scenarios as well. You want a player that can actually clutch and deliver performances like in the 1v2s and stuff like that. So he's very good in that sort of role. Taco, it was interesting to see him picking up an AWP in the first map. It's normally known to be Cold Zera and Fallen, of course, but it looks like we are almost ready to get into it. They're going to do the knife first. I think it's quite an important knife, all things considered. This is SK's pick. They've picked up VP's map pick as well. That's actually normally a massive deal on these big best-of-3s against 2 Titans like this. So looking to get the CD side. This certainly still is one of those maps that I would say is probably the most CT-sided map right now. Normally, you'd say it would be Nuke. That started to balance out. We don't know enough about Inferno yet to really comment on that. I was really hoping we'd get that in the grand final match, just to kind of have a
I actually really thought SK would try and bring it in for the 3rd.
Yeah.
They chose to ban it with the last ban available in the pool. As I said, they used to be very good on the old Inferno. Part of that had to do with banana control and a Molotov strategy, a 3 Molotov strategy inside the site. The problem is banana, it's harder to ascertain and take control of now, and maybe they haven't had the time with Phelps to play it. So It would have been a curveball. Maybe we won't even get to a 3rd map, so who knew what could have happened, but obviously they chose the safe route here. They brought in Mirage instead, and even if we get there, that's another map both these teams are capable of winning on.
Well, I've been given the notification that Virtus.Pro have indeed won the knife round here on Train, so they will be starting with that favored CT start. As we get into things here, if you're just joining us, where have you been? It's been a hell of a day of Counter-Strike here. The grand final kicked off on Cobblestone with SK Gaming, I would say, running away with it considering the scoreline. It was Virtus.Pro getting 3 rounds back towards the end, but it was 16-8, and SK looked incredibly on point. Everyone's stepping up there. I think Fur, for me, was probably the MVP of that first map. It's just his timing. It's not necessarily the most frags. It's what he was doing in terms of the backstabs and catching VP off guard.
Yeah, second half
very
pistol.
impressive, yeah.
Yeah, very, very good, and stepped up multiple times as well when he snuck in through the back door, had the back 10 spray down. It was in the offside round, so it wasn't even when he had the guns out when holding choke points or doing his standard role. It's when they had lesser weaponry or were in a a pistol round, which is a must-win scenario, again, with lesser weaponry. So he's very clever in that way. Train does lend itself to lots of little nuances that you can take advantage of. You can push out Ivy, get control of that on the CT side. If you get it right, you might be able to get a pop dog, flank immediately on B or vice versa. You can push forward and try and get down, as Taz might try and do. Snacks, I'll always say it, if that's the kind of game we get, is going to be one that steps up in those scenarios.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, map number 2 will be Train Virtus.Pro versus SK Gaming. SK with the lead so far, Virtus.Pro looking to reply. As we get into the pistol, SK set on the T side here. 3 sets of armor, 2 smokes, and we'll see where they decide to end up. A lot of teams do favor towards the inner bomb site with this sort of play. It's working towards the connector and maybe down on one of the side tracks as well to try and guarantee themselves a plant. In terms of the CT setup, we have Taz and Pasha wide to receive on the inside area. Not going to be committing just yet. Fallen still with the bomb towards T-spawn. He could maybe sell some sort of execution here. They haven't used their smokes just yet. Phelps and Coldzera hunting for some information towards the inside upper halls. We have worked out there's no one there at all, so that's vision taken away from Virtus.Pro. It gives them options to execute there if they want to.
If they want to. Bialy, ticket booth. He's going to try and spot out toward A main if they elect to go that direction. Cold rotates back around to the top of Pop Dog as they group. And a single smoke for Cold, a single smoke and 2 flashbangs for Fallen. With 2 smokes, there's quite a bit you can actually still do on the outer position. Cold's gonna throw his from inside of the windows. We can see the X-ray just now in front of where Snacks is playing from. Bialy does have vision, tries to get the headshots, has to back off Ticket. They know he's there. So he doesn't have that angle anymore. Push through though, and Snacks, they don't see him, finds one already, looks for another. He's got the headshot, he's looking for the third, he's got that as well. It was New York, the last time we saw a pistol. It's the MGM Grand Final. And he's showing us he's got all kinds of skill on the USP. So good he could almost do it twice. Pasha goes for Cold, turns it around. It's all to Fallen, but it's Pasha that's gonna find him as well. And it's Virtus.Pro that start off 1-0 on Train.
Fantastic performance there from Snacks. Very calm in that procedure as well. An execution there from SK Gaming, but look how precise he is. 1 bullet all over the place. Snacks is a true god with that silence USP, and he's going to find 3 kills there. No bomb planted for SK Gaming, so they're going to be forcing up in the second round here. Tech9's Deagles and a scout to work with here in the hands of Fallen. They actually managed to pull this back in the first map as well, losing the pistol, then actually managed to get the second round forced by. So let's see if it happens again here as we go into round number 2. No grenades to work with. That's a bit of a problem on Train. They're going to try and see if this scout can have any sort of impact. Neo takes a lot of damage, about to say a little bit, but Taku comes out of Ivy and finds his head.
That'll do for SK to start off with the man advantage. Does force Snacks back to the hitch. He's got to watch Sandwich and front of E-Box, so it's the most elongated angle by which he can do so. But he does give up Hell in the process. And giving up Hell, but Snacks getting one, does find back to get Phelps. I was going to say causes problems for Pasha because they start to pinch on him both from Ivy and that position, but he does well to save his teammates some space. Pasha follows up. It's Fallen with the next kill, brings this low. It's a 2 versus 2, and Pasha's only on 24. He's got an M4 in armor. The Cold's got a Deagle that could easily put him down, and the Scout could do the same on that amount of HP.
So we still have 1 minute remaining here. It's a 2-on-2, still favoring the CTs for now. Pasha in a decent position towards inner. He can control that area by himself, and Snacks, he'll be towards Heaven outside. So he'll be having that bird's eye view of the bomb site, just denying anyone getting near the Train at all. But Fallen now with that Scout, he'll be making his way out towards main entrance, looking for the pick here. Snacks' position is very good. I actually like this a lot. He can actually just hide in the tight corner there until they commit to the bomb plant, and then he can strike from the top, deny the plant, and at that point, round should be secured.
Snacks control to oversee the site. They're going to show themselves shortly and make it, whoa, I was gonna say an easy shot. That one followed up is much better. As Fallen tried to reset with the Scout. Nice angle from Cold. I didn't even think that was possible. I didn't think he would be able to see through because it looked like Snacks was ready for him to walk in. What the hell was that from Cold? Gets both. The low HP cost them, and SK, as we had on Cobblestone, will win the second round.
An absolute master there. Coldzera. This day of the Eagle shot, I didn't know was possible. You're absolutely right. I didn't
just
see that.
Barely sees it.
That's so sick. Okay then, and it's low HP on the final player rotating in. That awareness as well. Predicts he's coming from the Pop Dog area. 1 bullet required, and SK Gaming steal away the second round from Virtus.Pro. They'll be force buying in return as well. Scouts and Furtho, he's going to be denying the first kill. He takes down Taz, and they'll be committing towards inside. No one going to be waiting there. The rotations are coming in quickly though from the Polish side.
Quick indeed. Phelps, though, is going to try and push down and cut them off. UMP between both red and yellow as he gets very far forward inside of the B site. Double scout in play from both Neo and Pasha. And I think they're going to back away. They want to save this, but Phelps is immediately on the case. Tagged up, still finds 2 headshots at that, and one of which was the scout, so that's costly. Bialy as well had armor, so both of those players will lose investment that would have been worth saving.
So just to note why they're saving those weapons there, it might look a little bit odd. You only lost 1 kill, why you're not going for it? This is a force buy on their part, and they've already lost the bomb side. The bomb's going down, they have got kits. Very unlikely actually to win that round, so they want to save the weapons into the next round. That's why they're falling back, trying to turtle up, but it will be Phelps chasing them with the SMG. He finds 3 kills in total, and we're going to round number 4. This has to be the full eco from Virtus.Pro, so that idyllic start they had by winning the pistol there. Snacks, they call him the Butcher for a reason. He's so good at those pistols, and unfortunately they can't get the 3-0. That would have been really beneficial, help them bounce back and start believing that their second map against SK, who are absolute monsters on train, would be possible. Well then, 1 Desert Eagle for Snacks, body armor as well. And it looks like a heavy focus towards the inside side. It's going to be Phelps selling a little fake towards Outer. He takes a headshot. That's not the end of the world. He goes down, but there's actually a full stack, 5-man stack from the CT side towards Outer. So that's not a problem at all. He's only given up a UMP, and the CT's now fully locked out of the situation. A bomb will be planted, but that's incredible damage from Taz. I think he dinged him twice at that range.
He did, and the smoke off means Taco actually can't find where Taz has gone. But Cole gets the kill instead. Taco puts himself in a very open position. Manages to survive, get away, low HP. Can't win the battle with Snacks, who has a UMP picked up in return.
Might want to save that. He's got body armor as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they have to go for that call now because they don't have the kit. They're backed away from it. Time. It's not going to be lending itself to their favor. Snacks is still trying to search out potentially another exit kill.
Yeah, the fact he's got body armor right now going against AKs in the next round, he would have saved that. The UMP is still viable. You can throw it to maybe the Ivy player or Taz inside. That works out very nicely as well. He will be saving it, but the looks of things, Bialy, he's got nothing to save. So he'll be hunting around for the exit frag there. Bomb explodes, and no one will be picking up a final frag there. 2 players survive at the CTs, only 1 weapon passed over there. But the UMP certainly helps balance the books. It gets Snacks money about the 5K mark. And here we go then. Round number 5. The first real gun round now. No AWP available for Virtus.Pro. That's when they're actually at their absolute best when they get the double orb set up on this particular map. Fallen though, of course he has the AWP. 3 AKs around him for just that Galil. That's not a problem. And looks like they're throwing some smoke towards outside to kick things off. Nice and fast here, actually. Smokes do deploy, and we'll see whether they decide to do anything with them just yet. Maybe just trying to bait out the CT utility, as they haven't really committed.
Yeah, we'll get farther forward in A. Has to cover sandwich from a distance, double smoke out. Fast plant potentially coming in on top of this as well. Bomb will enter from Pop Dog, as it often does with the smokes down. But it's Neo and Snacks with the crossfire that shut out the guns on the SK side. It's looking very good for Virtus.Pro until Cold finally responds. Brings it back to 4 versus 2. He's got slight vision toward Hitch, but doesn't have the lineup, and Taz will take his teammate further down. Actually, sorry, that was expired from before. I thought it just popped up, but fallen, nearly hitting the shot toward the back alley. Has still got a little bit of ground. The problem is that Cold's committed. Molotov will segregate the 2 of them, and Cold's got to find an opening. Misplay off the ladder, wrong timing, and Bialy will take down Cold post plant, and retake done for Virtus.Pro.
Strong round coming in from the poles there. Decent retake comes in. It was the initial smokes at the start of the round there, and Taco committing by himself. He got taken down at the start there, but the bomb got planted, and Fur, it was down to him. They had the man disadvantage. Fur pitches into connect that. He's trying to find Taz on the rotate. That's the kill that pretty much decides the round there. If he gets that and has that control of that position and stops those more rotations coming in, that could have been it. But Taz, like we said, very good at the inside position and very good on those rotations as well. Going for round number 6, still money available, of course, for SK Gaming. They're going to have the AWP in the hands of Fallen, and there it is. Neo will be AWPing this time. They've been mixing things up throughout this tournament.
Snacks is going to push forward again with the smokes down. AWP still up for Neo. He plays out toward Ivy. Snacks is near him as well. As he gets forward, goes all the way down behind him. He's completely behind them. Taco turns around, realizes it, but Cold's above. Able to respond and trade before Snacks can do any further damage. As he pushes a smoke in only the way that Snacks can. Good find from Neo as well to get Fur down. That brings it off keel in the favor of Virtus.Pro, but bomb's still ticking. They don't yet have full control of the situation to go for the defuse. They'll try and force the issue. They've got a smoke still to work within the hands of Neo, but they need the next kill to secure it, as Phelps can still try to wrap around. Catches off Pasha, Cold takes Neo. Defuse is going to be a very tall order. Bialy's on it, but Taz has to find the right angles to protect him. Fallen, he's killed Cold Zera. That leaves them a chance in this, and Bialy's now down to the one-on-one with Phelps. It's very low in the HP, but the time's ticking too fast. I don't think he's got this. It's very close on the kit. Not quite. Not quite. Very, very close, and the team kill nearly helps them. But it goes to 4-2.
Well, Fallen giving them a helping hand out. I'll have to say that from his POV to see whether it was a mistake or maybe a shot for a smoke. Came down right to the wire there. Bialy almost gives himself a chance. And they're, okay, just a pure reaction shot. You're so in the zone, Matt. You're just ready to shoot anything that walks in front of you. It happens sometimes. And obviously, it's a high-pressure situation, the grand final. Sometimes a little bit nervous, and you can be a bit trigger happy. We'll see what happens as we get into round number 7 here. P250s, CZs. Not really much to work with here for Virtus.Pro. Taz with the body armor. And in terms of a stack right now, 4 players towards outside. Taz by himself, but Neo opens things up. P250 through the smoke, it seems. And then we'll be funneling the terrorists towards the ramp, and Taz lights them up.
Such a good job from him to get 2 in that position. It leaves them in a great situation. Neo doesn't have armor, but he's got an AK. Cold Zero's got all the works. And no damage dealt on that first exchange. His second kill of the 2 they have in the round. Fallen will wait for Pasha's flank. No plant just yet, as Fallen does have the bomb holding back behind. It's Cold on the site that's gotten to get the next information, and Snacks is sneaking up. If the headshot comes in, if he's looking the wrong way, it's an easy kill for the pistol. Snacks doesn't line it right. He's got to back off. The AK's still in the hands of Neo. And a nice catch from Cold as he transitions. Could still catch them. There's no nades for Neo to do anything about the plant. He's got to concede the fact that they've got that down. He doesn't have a kit, so he's got to go fast. Now the armor becomes a factor as he gets ever closer. If they even get one shot into him, it's going to be aim punch. Lines it up and aim punch hits. Fallen closes it out. It goes 5-2 for SK. And this is what we were scared of. If SK came in on the same form, Virtus.Pro, they were slow to start yesterday. Either yesterday or the day before, I don't remember which game exactly it was, but slow to start on the CT side, which is normally quite strong. They think they're better T side, but they've got to get into the game quickly.
Beautiful stuff there from Neo, actually finding that first kill. He actually gets it through the smoke, as I speculated, and funnels him back towards the inside site. Taz is there. It's a 2-on-5 situation at that stage. Just beautiful CS, and the recovery from SK Gaming comes in. It's going to be a difficult round for Virtus.Pro to concede, but here we go then. Round number 8. 5 and 4s, no kits, and look at the utility map. There's only 2 smokes available at the 1:30 mark. This will be a real rough round for Virtus.Pro to defend anything. The incendiaries are so vital for retaking the inner bomb site, for example, and no kits as well. They've got a real rough round up against them, and almost certain eco if they don't win it. So someone needs to step up here. I'd expecting maybe someone like Bialy to pushing towards main entrance, or Taz to get aggressive on inside, but quite a default round for now. Don't have any orbs to work with, of course, so. And this looks like a full execution from the terrorist side. This is when it gets real rough. Bialy tries to get some control of Popdog in return to have something to work with here.
Full execution. Phelps at Ivy. Taco immediately after the smokes goes down will push through the halls to try and get to where Popdog. He's going to go fast though. Bialy down below is waiting for it. Here's him coming. Very easy kill, I have to say, as he had the position for it. Neo, he's lining up more than that. He's got down all 3 on the way in. M4, precision, dead on. Phelps, late to the party, is going to walk from Ivy. Try and do what he can. Neo's the only one that's tagged up, which is the only one that gives him a free pass. But it is Neo after all, and he's got the bomb. He's changed his angle, and Phelps has a decision to make. They have 5 rounds. It's 2 in a row, but the money is very, very limited. In fact, Phelps himself only has, well, a total of 0 in the bank. He's gone bankrupt in Vegas, Henry. I don't think it's the first time someone's done that this week.
We've all been there. Some of us won, some of us lost. Mainly lost. But
I'm actually proud to say I haven't gambled once, just to put that out there, Henry.
I've lost a lot of money. It's going to be a 5-on-1. And now Phelps, he'll be saving the weapon, of course. That was actually the perfect reply from Virtus.Pro. As I said, Bialy, he knows he has to be up close and personal at that point. He gets in towards Popdog. Neo as well, playing on top of the trains, above those smokes, and actually eradicating 3 members of the terrorists that are coming out that main entrance. It was a full execution, a nightmare scenario for the CTs with no kits, no nades to actually fight back with. And it's going to be Neo. They get lined up for him. It's really well positioned. And we go to the next round. This is actually, I think, a full force buy from SK Gaming. They get an AWP on Cold Zero. Glass cannon one of that. 4 pistols around and make it 3. And AK comes in the last second. And here we go then. 5 plays 3 right now. SK trying to shut down the money of Virtus.Pro before it has a chance to swell, so not going to be taking the eco and hoping Cold Zero can deliver a grand final performance here with the AWP.
So Bialy will swing around his position and change it up by going more passive than he has in the past. We saw him last round in particular. The bottom of Popdog. But it's Taz. who's the wily old fox that's over toward B. Pasha's with him as well. No AWP, it's the M4, A4 as well for him to cover off the high ground. He's not doing it as well from on top of the tanker. He's gonna try and take the straight fight, but it's gonna be straight down the ramp, and Taz, he's backed away, flashed in, does line it up correctly to get damage in, but he can't overstep the mark because he knows with him without vision and M4 at that range, they'll easily mow him down. Good play from Pasha. Backs off to stay alive, catches one, but a push up, a very aggressive push, and Fur with the Tech 9 makes it work. Now it's all on Phelps as well, and he's getting closer through the smoke.
Oh, this is good
Check
though.
C, they're not gonna have any idea that he's here. He just has to sit and wait. He knows they've gone the other direction to wrap around behind towards CT, which means they've got to cross his position yet again. And look how far forward everyone is, including Fallen. There's no one near the bomb. Fallen's gone down. That creates a problem. Everyone's lining up. Look at Phelps go, but he can't land a second shot. And that'll be VP picking up number 4 and bringing it back to 5-4. Just one now between them.
Decent retake there from Virtus.Pro. Got a little bit scary. Was the full execution towards that inner site, using the smoke to deny vision from Connector as well. And Phelps slipping into Connector. He doesn't find a kill, but that's actually a really exciting position to be in, especially when your terrorist teammates are around you, taking the aggro away. Unfortunately, he's left in the 1 versus 4. He finds 1 kill, and he could have got a second there, but can't find the shot required. So, as you said, Virtus.Pro pull it back now after picking up the pistol and losing 3 in a row, and after the second round force buy from SK. They find themselves in a decent position, a chance to actually build their own economy now. Nothing really purchased from SK Gaming. Desert Eagles, Tech 9s, no grenades, and Taz. Like we said, he's always so good towards that inner area. Does a little bit of damage, kick things off, and then finishes Fur off with the grenade.
Decent start to the round from Taz, as you mentioned. Phelps as well tagged to 21. We'll sit outside of Ivy on the opposite side of the smoke from where Neo's playing right now. Phelps getting closer, nails it! New Neo is there when the smoke comes out. 1D galore. Falls back his way, gives up the Ivy position. Forces Snacks to have to relocate. But it's B where the bomb is, and Pasha on the AWP looking toward the lower ramp. No one right now has direct vision toward upper. Take that back. Taz has positioned himself accordingly, and he's got the lineup, but it's an M4 from range, trying to get the taps through. Discipline plays off, another 1D cold from that range. That one perhaps even more impressive than the first, but it won't amount to much in the round. Tie game.
2 frags picked up with those deadly Desert Eagles, and it's not going to be quite enough there. The bomb does not get planted, and Virtus.Pro lose 2 frags, and it will force some reinvestment here, but they're looking in a pretty decent situation. We go 5-5. Virtus.Pro on the favored CT half, and up against 5 AKs this time. All the grenades required from SK Gaming, and we'll see. They've been quite focused on the set pieces so far. The defaults have been quite slow, and here we go. The adjustment comes in. Full outside rush.
Taco's already down the lane past the sandwich. He's at hell early, smoke down Neo. Can't overstep Ivy yet because he's not 100% sure if they're in there or not. Taco's gonna flash through, go looking for him, finds him with a nade out. He's not expecting the push, Taco. Very well done, but it's Snacks that finds him in return. Edge of a smoke, you always think there's a chance he'll find more, but Phelps addresses that situation, and it puts Pasha in a 1 versus 4. And SK, for the first time in 3 rounds, look like they'll secure one, as Fur will plant the bomb, and Pasha will stay put over toward B.
Well, then that's the adjustment SK needed after losing a few rounds in a row there, 3 to be exact. They go for the outer rush with some safe smokes as well. You can do a lot of smokes while running and have the last player coming in to do a more precise smoke as well. And they just caught VP out there completely. They're very slow so far and managing to find the first kill. I actually like that approach, though, pushing for all the smokes and committing. I think it was Taco who went all the way to the backtracks as well. Neo with grenades in his hand, didn't see it coming at all. And there's the final player going down as well. Phelps doing a great job. Gets 2 kills in that round and denies the AWP to be saved. But like we said, the money's starting to get into a decent position for Virtus.Pro. So SK Gaming still back the lead, but we still have an all possibility here. Not going to be purchased as of yet. Pasha, though, with the pistol in hand, deciding whether he wants to pick it up. He does not, so he'll actually be limited to the UMP. Neo was doing a good job with that all before, and we'll see whether SK Gaming can find 2 in a row here.
Molotov immediately down in front of A main. It's not the fast play this time, but perhaps a response from it. You start to force utility out sooner if you go faster, and therefore you can bleed out the CT's defense. Phelps does step in once that Molotov extinguishes, though, and Bialy's able to pick up the kill. Goes to 22, but an early advantage for VP to work with.
Yeah, it's Bialy again as well with the M4. He swaps over with Pasha once he goes down to low HP. Let's take the SMG there, allowing Pasha with the rifle to do a little bit more work here. So, trying to get some outside control. It's going to be Fallen getting peppered there with the silenced USP. He goes down, silenced M4 I should say, to 35. So a huge advantage now for Virtus.Pro.
Neo continues to add utility to the Ivy position. 55 seconds in the round. There's a smoke and a Molotov of the main line of utility defense left to work with on VP. 2 flashes as well, but those don't quite have the same effect in terms of trying to hold off choke points. Buying time. Now the smokes come in. Taco's down toward the mouth of Ivy. And he's looking to try and wrap into Hell to clear it so Fur can get to Sandwich with more confidence. Bomb is behind Fur for Fallen's hands. He's going to be the last one in. So they need the entries to get the information. This is a good angle from Snacks, tagged up. But gets great damage done in return to Fallen, who again had the bomb. 7 HP now for Fur. Caught out because he looks toward Z at the exact second they peek, and Virtus.Pro collect every single kill and everyone stays alive.
Very nicely done there from Virtus.Pro as Bialy that struck first towards main entrance. He gets that man advantage as well, and that means they can actually commit to having 2 players inside, still 3 on the outer place, and they actually don't give anything away. Not a single frag dropped. Very passive hold as well. Snacks strikes at the perfect time to get 2 lined up for him, and that's actually a pretty harsh reset for SK Gaming here, so they have to take a bit of a partial buy. Just Tech 9s and 1 scout, but to be fair, they're so deadly with these pistols, anything can happen.
Bialy backs away, gap in the smoke towards Sandwich, but as he backed away, didn't have the vision that Phelps had gone that direction. They'll be expecting it, and they spray into it as a result. Maybe Pasha caught an edge of it because he was toward the back line, which was the angle where it existed. Taco wants the fast plant. They wanted to deny it. Bialy does so. Good response from Cold, but more importantly, the kill came in on the planter, and Snacks takes down Cold. Fallen does what he can with the scout, which is not much. Virtus.Pro take a lead for the first time since very, very early on in Cobble.
Yes, indeed. That was the small partial buy there from SK Gaming. It didn't amount to too much. They do not get the bomb down there, but in terms of the buy coming in, 5 AK-47s, and maybe we go back to that faster approach. That seemed to work very nicely indeed, and when they're limited like this, no Molotovs or a full array of smokes, really, that's the option to go for. Doesn't look like they'll be actually heading towards outside just yet. Actually going for some Brown Horse control and actually getting down to pop dog successfully, but smoked out for now, so that'll be delaying things.
Phelps on the edge of that A-main position. Oh, he's in a lineup. Snacks does damage on him, goes for the reload instead. It's Bialy that gets Cold. And now it's all Pasha. Don't mess with Papa, I think was the quote, as he takes down Sue. Something along those lines, but Snacks is going to step up again in Virtus.Pro back-to-back rounds. No plant again for SK. 3 for Virtus without the plant means that it's forced by territory. They're going to go aggressive on this 4. Well, I guess they have to, round 15. My mistake. I thought we were 14. It's 8-6.
It all still works.
So they all have to go into it, but they only limit with Tech 9s, which does mean they go for utility instead of the UMPs, which were available to people like Fallen who had a little bit more money.
Well, then,
fast play potentially then.
Yeah, or full execution here. That's normally the best protocol when you've got the Tech 9s. You've got a lot of run and gun potential, largely to get close to the bomb site, then push through and find rotating CTs as well. I would say that's very likely. Here come the smokes down. Incendiary's dropped as well. All in for SK Gaming, the final round. Just pistols to work with here, and the smokes have been deployed.
Snacks missing a few shots, thinks he's got a kill and didn't actually get it. Snaps to the wrong guy too soon. Costs him his life in the end. Neo does get 1 back, but it's Taz now that's under threat over toward B. Good damage on Taco. Knows that as he's not shown himself on the left, he's likely above. Good find on Cold. It does go down in the end to Fallen, who's the last alive versus 2. AK pushes forward, forget the bomb! Missed shot. Pasha gets it, 9-6 Virtus.Pro.
I thought Fallen was going to nail that shot there, especially with the rotating player having the AWP. Misses the first 2 bullets, and he gets punished for it as well. A close round, but Virtus.Pro finds some form here on Train. It's going to be 9-6 in their favor. After losing the second round against the Force Buy, it's a good recovery. In 4 rounds in a row towards the end, they control the economic situation very nicely indeed. But SK Gaming, Matt, they're so scary on the CT side. That's how they've been winning all those games. That huge streak they've had on this map, it was down to the CT side. If they ever started CT, it was almost certain you weren't going to win the map. They're very good at everything on this. They're very aggressive towards Ivy. They push inner on the pistols sometimes. Actually, like I said, 2 or 3 people pushing that lower ramp. It's really scary to play against them. 6 rounds on the T side is absolutely fine. So they'll take the 1 minute available to them and discuss the options here in the pistol rounds. I normally say the B bomb site is normally favored by most top teams. You're almost guaranteed to get the bomb down almost every single time. And then you can think about winning the situation after that. But many options. You can do the small set pieces towards outside as well, and even do a full outside rush if you want to.
The 2 banners that remain, SK Virtus.Pro, map 2 of the grand final.
Okay, then the buy comes in. 2 smokes for VP here, and the Molotov as well. The Molotov very good at actually denying rotations from connector or using it for the post-plant situation as well, especially on that inner bomb site. And we'll have a look at the smokes actually coming in. 3 players towards Ivy, but the CTs are pushing in as well. It's going to be a bloodbath with Fur finding 2 so far, but quickly neutralized to a 3-on-3 situation.
Good shot from Taz to make it so, but Fallen has position, and Cold got a kill just before that as well. It's all to Snacks. And 1 versus 3. Glock to work with, pushes through, not spotted by Cold because he's looking the wrong direction. Bomb down at Ivy, and here we go, Fallen in behind him, Cold in front. Nowhere for Snacks to move.
Like I said, that inner area is so viable for the terrorists and the pistol. That's why the CTs are pushing towards Ivy at the start. They're hunting for information. If they find Teagues there, they'll be more than happy to take a duel on, as Fur was. He nails that first shot and gets a second as well. And if they don't find anyone there, they can call to rotate towards inside and stack most of the manpower there. It works out very well for SK Game indeed, and here's that classic buy from them, those 5 UMPs. I'm not a fan of it myself, but if it does work out, you get a lot of money across the board, and even if you have a close round that you lose, you make so much money on the UMP, you can still actually bring something viable to the next round.
Fur gets aggressive as well toward Pop Dog, allows Fallen to get up closer to A main. So the UMPs will burrow into very tight choke points. They've already got the kill on Snacks. Now Neo would respond into Taco, however. That's over toward B. Neo's got sight to move, or room to move rather, inside of the site because Fur's just rotating back over in that direction now. Which opens up a bit more space on A. 2 players, as always from Virtus.Pro, toward Ivy. They love utilizing that position, and Neo spotted up will back off.
Yeah, he shows a lot of presence there towards inside, actually commits towards the upper ramp here. He could find Fur, and with 2 players towards Ivy right now,
could be interesting to see what Phelps finds as well. They're going to go in from Ivy, but Phelps pushed up, so Neo had literally no way out other than to fight because Fur finds him as Phelps covered off from Pop Dog. He's rotated. No, he hasn't actually. He stayed above the ladder. It's Bialy and Pasha that have the potential to enter. Cold that wants to peek them. He's low on HP. Scout looking the other direction at this point in time. Cold's going to try and time this, but Taz is also coming down the lane. Pasha's inside. Cold's not yet gone for it. Fur does. That's going to bait in Cold because as they line up, he sprays them down. He actually doesn't even get a kill, just gets the damage done for Phelps to do so. It's a 1-round game, and it should be a chance to tie it right now. You talked about the SMGs building up a little bit of bank. Does Taco reinvest elsewhere? He's only got 33. He didn't get, or excuse me, 23. He's got armor now, so he goes and gets one dropped. Because of the kills that Fur gets, he'll be the one to... Oh, I take it back. I thought he would go immediately onto a rifle, get ready for the first gun round. He goes for an MP9.
Well then, gets a little bit interesting now in the second round. Neo doing a great shot there with the Desert Eagle, brings it to the 4-on-4, but not meant to be. Bomb not planted. And we'll see what options they have here in round number 3. Not really too much, I'm afraid. You can't really bring too much to the party, not a single thing inverted, apart from a flashbang. Didn't see that. Neo's got that, so they'll probably go towards outside, throw one flash. Actually, same works for inside as well. You throw a flash through the lower ramp or through the window, hope for the best. But Phelps, he's getting aggro here. He'll deny them before they even have the chance to do anything with it. But they do get the kill with the Glocks then. Okay, got something to work with.
Watch that nade. Oh, it doesn't quite land. Taz is still very low, but the MP9 that I criticized buying because I would have thought getting ready for guns was a smarter foresight to get 3 kills, which builds up big bank. Taco will drop the bomb out of Pasha's hands, and Taz's ground doesn't really amount to much at this point in time. That deep in the site, 18 HP, just a Glock. No bomb, I'd say done. Potentially catches Taco off, but I doubt even that's possible.
That's why the SMGs are so good. They just paid for that weapon just paid for itself for those 3 kills there and then. So good work from him. The Glocks did find a single kill, but it's just poor old Taz now. He'll be taken down by Cold Zero as well. A lot of money obtained here for SK Gaming. They tie things up at 9-9. Well then. Okay, we've got an option here. Do we go for that full bonus round and keep the SMGs? I think with the 1 kill found, they will upgrade a little bit for M4A4 and his, oh my god, from the back. Comes up the ladder, finds 3.
I guess that's where to use that gun. You want to get up close and personal.
Yeah, well, Fallen picks up the AWP. 3 UMPs to work with. We'll see whether this works out for SK Gaming. A difficult one, but maybe they'll get aggressive towards A main entrance, I should say.
17 kills for Cold, 20 for Snacks. Double that of anyone on his team, essentially. There's 2 players on 11, but whatever. For what it's worth. All intents and purposes, Fallen holds an angle with Fur already inside of A-main as well, meaning if they fire at him, they get aggressive onto him. It's Fur's chance to strike, but right now it's Virtus.Pro over toward B. Phelps is down below inside a pop dog, so this does lend itself to maybe a flank. Now, it's not usually teams leaving that undetected or not watched when they go toward B site, but it means Taco as well is alone in B with no one really other than Phelps hoping to backstab on a fast rotation. In fact, I dare say the fastest rotation to capitalize would be Fur pushing through main and going all the way down the brown house to get behind them.
Towards inside we go. Virtus.Pro have the execution potential here. All the smoke's available to them. They will start deploying them. They've lost control of the other side of the map, so this won't be a fake. They will be going into this one. Taco ready with the UMP.
Taco peeks it right, does spot one, but oversteps, falls down, and leaves himself with no option as Bialy gets the refrag. Phelps arrives quick. Fur elects not to go through the halls, and Phelps as well backed off ladder. He wants to make sure he takes no chances and goes down without a fight. Speaking of it, Fallen wants to get aggressive with the op, can't land the shot, and that gives Taz a bit more life and a bit more leverage. Inside of the deep site, he finds Fallen as well. Makes it now 10 for Virtus. They hold on to the lead by 1.
Always going to be a rough round there for the CTs with the SMGs. They're trying to do what they can there with the lesser weaponry. If they win it, it's an amazing position to be in. If you lose it, you still have money available for the next round. It's not a huge deal here, but Virtus.Pro do still the lead back 10-9. That full inside execution almost works out perfectly. Taco, the only player close range, falling on the other side of the map. He only gets 1 kill, and the rotating UMPs can't really do too much about that situation. Round number 20, Snacks has the AWP himself, and there it is. Opens things up, takes down Fur. Lovely shot to find the 5 and 4.
Phelps, very aggressive, finds Bialy as well, backs away. Having upgraded his weapon. Thank you very much for the AK-47. Taco still holding at the bottom of the ramp as well, has Neo just waiting to see what's going on toward B, but they're getting closer. As Taz has bomb in that position, it's Pasha waiting to make sure there's no aggression toward Ivy, which we know Virtus.Pro like to do. We've seen them utilize it as well on their terrorist side, but we've not seen SK try that approach. In fact, it's been less common that CT teams have been trying to push that position. So it's Phelps to rotate over. Try and hold it from Z connector. Pasha, side A main, is going to try and throw at least 1 nade toward the outer site. A single smoke for what it's worth that goes towards Sandwich. They land one through the window as well toward Old Bomb. But no one's really buying into much. It's Taco to remain where he is. Phelps to go down where he was. It was Z connector. That means Taco has to stand tall, does find 2. But Snacks immediately gets back into him with the AWP and smoke off. Safe plant, wide as possible. Means Pasha from the high ground can start to cover this off. Only 2 HP for Snacks to work with, but he does have an AWP. And he's got line of sight towards the connector. Just wants to make sure there's no one deeper inside. Secondary smoke, is he going to stay on top of this to make sure they don't go for a fast defuse? Pasha not yet peeking toward the upper corner either. It's Cold inching ever closer, may spot Snacks on the bomb if he's not careful because his head just barely covered off. Stays inside of it. He's got the knife out. He's expecting the defuse. He might be right as well. Cold, no, it's the Molotov. Smarter play. It's going to take him down from Fallen, but Cold needs to get on this immediately. The Molotovs might cost them. Very low. 5 seconds. Does Fallen have it? No, he doesn't. The Molotovs. It looked like the right idea. It was wrong. It cost them in the end.
Oh, no. Horror show there for SK Gaming, coming down to the 2 versus 1, but there's so much fire, trying to commit there with the defuse. And you could see, he realized it wasn't going to work out, jumps off, and unfortunately, the Molotov actually cost him. Defuse doesn't come in. Virtus.Pro extend their lead now, 11-9. They've broken the economy as well of SK. Just P250s and a CZ here. Such a brawl of a round. And we go into a more relaxed pace for Virtus.Pro this time. Just P250s and a CZ up against him, and they know there's a player behind E-Box. He'll be flushed out nice and quickly. Taz to take him down.
Bialy to follow it as well. Fur found Fallen. Does do a dink toward and decent damage toward A main when it's on the receiving end of Neo. But a follow-up straightforward as Bialy just waltzes in and Taz will capitalize. They now have a 3-round lead and 4 to go before forcing Mirage.
Well, here we go, and the force buy comes back in. It's going to be UMP for Phelps. They do have the 3 rifles here, but you can see they are lacking a lot here. Fallen gets the AWP just about. Only 1 incendiary to play with here. Cold Zero, no grenades whatsoever. They get to drop the UMP over for Phelps. And the crowd started to come to life here for the Polish side. They're looking very good right now. 3 rounds in a row. And as we go towards inside, it's going to be Taz controlling that area, but Hot Dog taking a lot of damage. Both players feeling the brunt of it. It's going to be Fur down to 36 HP and Bialy down to 20.
So no real winner, but if you were to tip the scales a bit, Bialy coming out at slightly worse for wear. It's Neo as well on 86. Speaking of, he'll bust out the windows above Pop Dog, where Phelps, still waits below. They've swapped him with Fur based on that HP exchange. And Fallen's op gives up Ivy. Still relatively close by, can cover it off, but to watch down toward A main, which means Taco, because they don't have to put as much attention toward A main, as a result, can rotate over to help Fur inside of B. But it's the bomb for Bialy, and Snacks still waiting for an opportunity to go down. They're going to drop that bomb intentionally toward A main as well and send Bialy toward the Ivy position, which means on 20, he just needs to thin the defense out, pull them back, and lock Fallen in that position so he can't cover and strike elsewhere, but he's already left it.
Still having the smokes available. Virtus.Pro. 30 seconds remaining. This will be the final commitment. Phelps is ready with the UMP, and Fallen strikes first with the AWP as well. Taz gets a kill in return, but it's looking real bleak now for the Polar side.
Fallen's got the lineup flash. Is perfect. Cold saves him. My God, what a shot from Cold to keep Fallen alive. He follows it up by getting Pasha. Taz did well to refrag and get the trade inside of the ladder. That's what they absolutely had to do, but they get no ground elsewhere, and it was Bialy tagged up early in that exchange with Fur. They rotated down toward Ivy, that's now left alive and alone. And now downed as well. So both teams reached double digits. We expected Train would go the distance.
Decent round there from SK, keeping 4 players alive as well. The money situation was very poor indeed. coldzera actually saving Fallen there. He gets fully blind, caught out in the open. coldzera strikes from the bomb train, as you just saw, and manages to save the round there. Nice work with the UMP as well from Phelps, getting inside the Pop Dog, using that weapon up close and personal as it should be. And we're going to run about 23. No AWP for Snacks this time, will be 5 AKs. And default for now, no one ever committing, but Fallen's going aggressive with this AWP. Looking at the first shot, there was a flash player up above as well, but he'll fall back just in the nick of time.
He's still got the lineup though, Fallen. He's still considering the possibility. Taz is getting very close and flirting with it. Phelps gets down below. So even if Fallen hits this and they want to scurry back as fast as possible to Pop Dog, he's ready. Fallen doesn't land it. Oh, perfect shoulder bait. Gets in the smoke, misses the jump though. Catches the top of the door still. And Neo punishes him. That leaves Taco to get aggressive, and he's actually going to give up the M4 and play on the AWP.
Phelps giving his position away. Unfortunately, I think Neo just spotted him as well. He was trying to make the flank work there from Pop Dog. Could have been fantastic, but now it's a 5-on-3 in favor of Virtus.Pro. They don't have to commit at this point. They actually can just wait for another reaction to come with the CTs, another mistake potentially as well, bleed out the utility they may have. They still have a minute on the clock here, so this is absolutely perfect from Virtus.Pro. It was the gamble from Fallen towards that lower round position. It does not pay off. He's normally so good in those scenarios. Misses the shot narrowly, and the retreat, like he said, fumbled the jump a little bit there and sprayed through the smoke.
So first smoke in lane means Taco has to go toward Tanker. It also means Snacks is already inside of Z Connector, so even though kills look good, Snacks is ready. Fur walks directly into him. Taco on the AWP with the kit. He's going to walk out from CT. Snacks is going to be aware of this as well because he's pushed back through Old Bomb, and he's going to cover off the CT spawn position. Taco, very little to work with, has to hit the next shot. That goes without saying, and it's a lovely shot from Neo in return.
Great round from Virtus.Pro there. We talk about SK Gaming and their dynamic CT side. This was an example of it as well, but it backfires. Fallen aggressive at the start, taken down, and Virtus.Pro capitalized. The 5-on-3 done very nicely indeed. The full execution towards the inside side. Snacks had a really decent position towards connector as well, stopping those rotators coming in. And as much as Phelps tried, he actually got behind them, but detected by Neo. You have to wake up pretty early in the morning to fool him. Let's go to round number 24. Another eco here. Taz finds the first kill. Nice and fast towards outside. Looking at the second, but Fur does reply.
Good response, though. Good timing to walk out from Pop Dog because they immediately get kills in response. And all that separates them from a 14th round is a pistol apiece for both Taco and now only Cold, who's found inside of the smoke. Bialy getting both. Virtus.Pro inching it back. The series potentially will go level. 25 kills for Snacks. He now leads the way. Cold still sits with just 20.
Yeah, it's really fantastic from Virtus.Pro here. A harsh reset on the CD side. It's reflected right now on their buy. A Famous for coldzera. Phelps just on the UMP. They do have the AWP, but there is going to be a bit of a problem. Fallen has no armor to work with, so this is pretty much it. If they lose this round, it will be map point for Virtus.Pro, and they'll have nothing to work with here. have to pick this round up, and with keeping a few players alive as well.
Cold is just waiting for an opportunity. The smokes to fade. Must win for SK. Fallen AWP is important as well, and he's going to watch A main as Cold backs off. Smokes go down as Virtus.Pro always throw when they're there. But rather than going right or left to indicate a wrap play or a push to the opposing side, it's just to mask the CT from getting information at this point in time. So both of them will back off slightly.
No one giving anything away for the CT side just yet. Phelps back in that pop dog position. Could find Bialy if he commits here. And Neo and Taz, they've got control of the upper halls, and Bialy, there it is, he finds that first kill, takes him down 5-on-4, and he's looking for a little bit more here as well.
Much to the left though, Fallen. He's got vision, doesn't see it in time. I think he might have been scoped in, because Bialy nails it, pushes through Z, caught by Fur, gets that kill. Call it round done. But at this point, it's still all to play for. It's Cold Zero that's gonna get caught by Pasha though, walking in through the smoke. I take it back, Pasha doesn't have vision. Taz has to rotate over fast because Cold, he's unleashing hell on top of the A site. 2 kills. And 2 in front of him, tries to find a third, can stand on top of the bomb train, they won't be able to penetrate through.
Oh!
But a lovely shot from Fergus says, I know you thought it was Cold, I did too for a minute. But Snacks is now the next line in the fight, the last line in the fight. And SK do get the round with guns, because otherwise it was a save to play for overtime.
Yeah, that would have been insane if Coldzera picked up that kill, but he did a very good job regardless. That was a 5-on-3 in favor of Virtus.Pro. They'll be gutted they didn't pick that one up. Fantastic work with the Famas there from Coldzera up against it, and he manages to take 2 down and bring the round back in their favor. We said they had to keep a decent amount of players alive there. I think it was 3 in total surviving the CT, so that's good. They can work with this. The AWP's going to be having armor now. They've got grenades to work with, and Snacks, though, he's looking to find that first pick once again, but Fallen, he'll be challenging.
Always does. It's the same position down toward A main that he's going to play with as well. Watch Cold Zero's position at the back of Ivy at this point in time as well, because Smoke, gun barrel. Yes, show me more. Fast, though, does Snacks move, and therefore Fallen can't respond in time. Wants to get closer on that AWP, though, I must say.
Like that. Just throwing his position away, and he moves up nice and close. He missed the close range one before, wants to get redemption. And Neo, he's showing his hand towards inside. He's actually throwing a smoke down that lower ramp, trying to hold off the rotations from what looks like a full execution towards outside. You can see 2 players at Ivy right now, Snacks and Taz, waiting at main entrance, but that's Fallen. I can't wait to see if he gets an opportunity to take this close range shot.
May, with Taz still trying and itching to get inside of that position. Another Molotov down. Buys a bit more time. There's still a smoke for Taco, but he's over toward B. Which could mean that if they go for an A plant, he's on the retake. He's got a chance for the defuse. Fallen can't find the first shot, goes above. Spots one down below, but can't find sight. Falls down! Oh, I thought he was gonna nail it. Not quite. It's Bialy and Snacks that capitalize. And with only Taco, that smoke remaining, rotate over without a bomb plant means they can search him, triangulate him, and put themselves on map point.
There it is, default to execution there. Fallen did what he could. It's actually a really nice place to send. He slows him down as much as possible, but he misses the vital shot. We said he went for a high-risk maneuver, getting close range there. Doesn't pay off. Normally he's so good at hitting those no-scopes and quick scopes at close range. It just doesn't work out for him. And after winning the previous round, had a bit of a push as well with a slight force buy. They go into map point here, 15-11, and it's 2 UMPs to work with, and Snacks with the first shot. Phelps does reply.
Fast as ever from Snacks. Look at the push through, double push through from B. They're gonna be immediately on the flank, and they're gonna need to be swift with it. Cold's buying them space, but he's down to 23. It's on Taco, and he's downed, or is he? He's the only one left. I take it back. It looked like he would strike. He won't. Neo's got it, and Virtus.Pro will force out Mirage.
Great showing from Virtus.Pro there on the T-half, looking very good after losing the pistol there, looking like they were going to get ran over again. It was tied up at 9-9, but didn't give anything away at that point. The T-side, once the gun rounds began, it was the financial situation that was crushed for SK. Every round they won, every gun round was quickly replied, the money shut down, and it was chasing rounds time and time again. Virtus.Pro looking very confident there, a classic performance from them on train.
Classic indeed. And their T-side secures it yet again. Their CT took a bit to get rolling, but when it did, it was very impressive. SK, they did what they could, all things considered. bit different in the fact that there wasn't as much Ivy play as I would have expected with these two teams.
Yeah, we can see SK try to mix things up there. We know they have the aggressive stance available to them on the CD side. It just wasn't working out for them, though. That's how they get into the zone. They have one of those rounds that are actually successful, and they can start kind of getting in the heads of their opposition there. But Fallen missing some key shots at close range, falling back, didn't really work out for him. The close range stuff didn't really come into fruition at all. So VP actually looking very good now for the third map, and I'm glad we get them out. It's always a bit gutting when a grand final doesn't make it to the full distance.
It's a very tough one for me to call, and I continue to bring parallels to New York. Yes, they were in the final at the Major just 2 weeks ago since then, but they lost to Navi in the third map of a grand final on Mirage, so they're going to have a lot to prove. I don't know which way to call it at this point in time. I think both teams are on form. I need to see a little more op play. I really think that's going to be the differentiating factor because we haven't really seen the key op battles that we would expect, especially with Fallen on the map. He hasn't quite had the opportunity to have those highlight plays, those really fast angles. He tried to get aggressive on this map, but it didn't quite work for him.
Well, we have got Mirage to come, but before we do that, we'll take a quick break and throw it over to the guys at the analyst desk. Alex, what are you saying?
I'm saying many things, Henry, but one of them is we've got a third map. I'm sure a lot of people are excited about that, both in the stadium and at home and on the desk. Got myself, Thorin, Moses, and YNK to talk about this one, and I think everyone is glad that we get a third. No doubt, Virtus.Pro fans in particular. Probably. Okay, fine. 5 people and the
and the millions of fans.
Mass amount of very angry
they don't matter.
fans.
So, just 5 people.
It's 1-1. It is 1-1. We do get to see that third. Now, I think we opened, Duncan, by talking about the fact that, you know, SK were infamous for their impact on Train. However, this one was swaying your opinion. You were suggesting you think VP may very well be the stronger team on Train currently. Yeah,
especially because what VP's added, especially the last few times I've seen them play Astralis, for example, who's a very, very good Train team, is their CT side's getting a lot better. Before, when Virtus.Pro became one of the first teams to actually master the rework of Train, they just, almost like the T side was almost a crutch for them, you know. They were going to have to get 8, 9 rounds on T side to have a chance to win those games. Now the CT side's pretty decent as well, actually, and especially obviously in this game, if Snacks goes mental on CT side, you're going to pick up a lot of rounds there because it's a guy who there's a lot of spaces to move around. He can get those multi-kill rounds, and so this is a pretty impressive performance. I thought it really put VP back in the series.
Completely and totally back in the series, and it does mean we'll get that lovely determining map over on Mirage. Yanko, we are going to a third, but I mean, what do you make of Train? What was your kind of primary observation? Seeing, I mean, Snacks 27 frags, but where did this lead become established for the Pulse?
I think like it looked good initially for SK. They got the good start. Yes, they lost pistol again, but it doesn't matter if you manage to win the second round, right? So they got early control of the game, but VP did manage to bounce back at some point. I think the main reason was actually Snacks, as Duncan pointed out. He had really a great game, got a lot of high impact frags, and it took a while for VP to get adjusted to the fast pace with which SK came out early on. That happened on both Cobble and Train, and something that, you know, you should really praise SK for, because I think if they continued with the slow pace style that they played generally in the tournament, I don't think that would have worked well against VP.
And with that said, Jason, I mean, this is your opportunity to chime in as well.
I mean, what more can you say? Snacks saved this game. I mean, even at the beginning of the game, with the way that he was playing, he really bought time, because he seemed to be the only person for the early start to Train that was really kind of showing up, that came in, and he carried them for a certain stretch in that. And then you look down even later on, that like 0 vs 2 clutch, however you want to call it, the 2 vs 2 clutch, where he just drops them all top.
I wonder if we have a replay of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of a play that is so that very few players make. Probably, actually, he might be the only one, to be honest with you, and definitely even less that try pull it off. So the kind of things that he can do, that's just what we're talking about when we say the best player in the world. You know, those kind of plays that save his team from being eliminated in the grand finals.
Now, Yanko, did you have that selected as one to break down?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think this is a perfect opportunity. Let's do it.
I think like it's obvious how the round ended, right? I mean, how Snacks actually won the round, but his thought process, as he was like, from the moment he wants to get into the site, was actually impressive. The amount of things he processes at the same time is pretty insane. So I'm gonna fast forward to that part of the round. Basically, when he goes for the plant, they trade, he gets the trade with Taco as well. So what happens here, you can see Snacks is left on like 2 or 7 HP, something very, very low. So what does he do? He doesn't go for the default plant spot. Why? Because that's where the CT is coming from connector, immediately throw their nades. If a nade hits him, he dies. Pasha, it's a question whether he can get there in time to pick up the bomb, or he dies as well. So Snacks moves on the other side of the bomb site, and to get a safe plant, he throws one smoke and picks up another. So you can see, because of that, obviously in this situation, the SK doesn't have an nade to kill him, but still, Snax gets the plant in. Pasha is waiting for a flank at this moment, while the SK players are slowly clearing the bomb site. They aren't sure if maybe someone has pushed a little bit further up. So you can see he throws the second smoke now, and this is Snax's playground, basically. He decides to sit around in the smoke, and this is where you question Pasha's decision, right? You're like, why would Pasha go for this peak? But I think because Snax had nowhere to go, this is where Pasha was forced to try and make a play to draw some attention to himself so that Snax can try and win the round in the end. And what does Snax do? He basically suicides by throwing the Molotov, knowing that he can't run from his own Molotov, let alone Fallen's. But because he was able to buy enough time and SK took their time clearing the bomb site, he wins the round basically after that, but just by having the presence of mind to throw that Molotov. And the time frame from the smoke dissipating to him like throwing the Molotov, that was such a small window that he could actually do that properly before that. So that's just insane round from Snax.
I mean, that is, you know, when we stand here on the desk and we say Snax is one of the smartest players in Counter-Strike, the best player is Counter-Strike, in the words of Olofmeister recently. This is a prime example. What is that? What, 45 seconds of decision-making? And
well,
you just,
I mean, to me,
explained.
the key of the way he did the play there is it's not like he literally in his brain knew, like, right, I've got about 2 seconds here. It's like he just had like an intuitive feel that this is the play to make right now. And then it turns out, like, whether he was like listening to the Matrix or whatever, like it was exactly the right time to do it, and his feeling was correct.
It was awesome. Really, really good to see. We do turn our attention to the third map very briefly. We are going to a third. Jason, what do you make of Mirage?
Mirage is going to be interesting because I think that, you know, I've brought it up a number of times on the broadcast that I think this is a map where Phelps and SK is going to have a big impact. But on the other hand, we're not going to see VP likes a challenge for mid control. They're one of the teams who very much like to be aggressive on that kind of a mid control. So it's going to be very different from what we saw in the semifinals of SK against North when they were playing it very, very passively. Phelps had a decent amount of room to work with to get boosted up. They also don't play passively like Na'Vi did in the quarterfinals. Na'Vi sometimes looked lost with that as well. So Phelps isn't going to have that space, and I think that's a big portion of their T side on this map is getting Phelps there, and that is working around that and giving him that fight that he wants because he loves to lurk in that window room. So VP's mid challenges are going to be very, very critical for both teams. If they're going to have success, VP likely has a very, very good CT half if they can hold that off.
Now, a question I think directed towards you, Yanko, is regarding Pasha and his performance. He's been great up until this grand final and hasn't really turned up in the same way here. What's his role in Mirage? And I mean, is that something SK could exploit if he's still not feeling hot?
I mean, he is one of the focal players being around that mid area that we talk about so much, right? So I'm sure that SK will try to exploit that. And no matter what happens, we are saying that VPs that, you know, they play like a team. They're not relying on any single player carrying them, but there is a level of performance that you need to hit to be able to overcome a team like SK. VP did have the benefit of, you know, watching through that second semi-final, so they can see the gimmicks that Jason was talking about with Phelps lurking around those smokes.
Yes, and I mean, with Mirage, of course, you've reminded everyone at home, but that game versus Na'Vi is a perfect way for not only homework to be done for VP, but I mean, surely SK are feeling well versed with Phelps on the map. They played triple overtime on that very map just yesterday versus a tier 1 opposition. Yeah,
the good part for both teams is like SK have played this map a whole bunch. Like that's what teams have been trying to pick into them, like at the major in the Swiss system, for example. But so if you're VP, you absolutely had a lot of time to do your homework. And you notice they primed the veto to go to this actually instead of like an overpass. Meanwhile, if you're SK, yeah, obviously the fact that you've played it so much, now you feel like, okay, I mean, a lot of their wins have been these really nail-biting comeback wins, getting back into it. So I feel like this is like an ideal one to end with because there's a lot of homework being done. People kind of know how they're going to play, and now it's just down to people to actually make the plays to win the game.
And with that said, gentlemen, it's going to the third map. I'm not going to ask for predictions. We've done that. I don't need a yes or a no. I just simply want to know, are you ready? Because it is that grand final time. Third map. Let's get into it. Are you guys at home ready? Well, you better be. We're about to jump into it. Our final game. That's right, one more map of Counter-Strike to determine the champions of DreamHack Masters Las Vegas. A new champion will be crowned as the 16th round is locked in on Mirage. Do stay with us as we're going to see one more bout for the history books in Counter-Strike as we venture into the MGM Grand Garden Arena one last time.